My name is Kateryna Sokolova. I'm the assistant professor of the Shevchenko National University of Kiev. I'm originally from Luhansk, Donbas, and I've been living in Kiev since 2009.
Hi, it's good to see you again. We just saw each other like 3 months ago during my stay in Kiev. I mean, it's your city, and we came there with the Media Dialogue project. And I remember that we talked a lot about even a possible war. We talked about the aggression of Russia, and still that now, 2 weeks ago, the war started was something, I don't know, I at least couldn't imagine. Can you maybe tell me how you understood that war is really happening?
Mm-hmm. I was sleeping. And my mom called me. I think it was 7:30 in the morning. She was crying, and she said, "Katya, you know that Russia attacked us." And I was like, "No way! It's impossible. It cannot happen." And then I said, "Mom, just calm down. I will check the news now, and I will call you back." And after that, I went to the internet and I saw that, yeah, this is real. It has really happened. And it was, the things that you will never forgive. One of the things that I will never forgive is my mom calling and crying, because she already went through all of it and she has to go through it again. She was really depressed. Like the first several days, it was awful.
Just as an explanation for everyone who is watching. So as you said in the beginning, you are from Luhansk, the Donbas region. So your mother also experienced war there, and you convinced her, if I can say that, to come to Kiev, where you already lived. So you were hoping that she could have a life in peace and not in war. So do you feel, I don't know, even more sorry about that she now needs to experience this, like another war?
Yes, sure, because this is unfair, and as I told her, like, we're not living anywhere, because this is unfair for you to start your life the second time from the beginning. So if we live now and we search for the home, you have to leave everything you have here already. And it's been 7 years that she stayed in Kiev. So we work for everything that we have now. And yeah, I mean, she's 60. And imagine starting a new life. She doesn't speak any foreign language. She doesn't she has to stop working. She has some health issues, and this is insane. What happens. And yeah, I cannot describe this feeling. Of course I feel I don't feel sorry. I feel angry. And I will never forgive this thing.
2 days ago, I think we discussed if we would conduct an interview, and then you just agreed today that yes, sure, of course we can conduct the interview. What happened during the last 2 days? Was it difficult in general to respond because it's just so emotional to talk about the war every day, or how would you describe your emotional state at the moment, 2 weeks after the war has started?
Um, okay, I'm fine now, but like the psychologists, they describe these different stages of the acceptance. So I think I'm the stage of acceptance now, and I went through the phase of shock, then maybe denial, because it's impossible to believe that in 21st century some okay, not very clever person, let's call him like this, like let's be official here, because we swear a lot, by the way, Ukrainians right now. So because of one person, so denial, and then okay, the last several days it was the phase of total desperation, because I saw that okay, nothing changes. Like it doesn't matter what they're negotiating there, because it's impossible to talk to the psychopath, because if they are denying everything, and Lavrov says on television just today, by the way, he said that Russia didn't attack Ukraine. Of course, Ukraine attacks itself. So I mean, it was desperation. And now yesterday I talked to my friend from Poland, and now I have the stage of acceptance, I think. So I decided that okay, I'm not leaving anywhere, I'm staying here. I can do whatever I can, like to spread the information. Then and I also thought that our army is a good one. And now after Mariupol, you heard, yes, the news, the bombing, after the maternity home, after trying to kill Ukrainian women and children, our army will be very angry. It's like they will be like devils. So Arsenis, this is our, maybe you heard the official source. He said that okay, before that it was just the beginning, and now it will be real war. So I listened to him. Then I listened to the Russian source. Then my friend told me that no, you are going to win. Like this is not
Your friend in Poland?
Yes, because she said that it's impossible. Like you cannot. They will just not skip this. And altogether helped me to believe, that we will win. And I truly believe it now. And I think that our army is doing their best. Like they're doing like really what they can, and maybe even more.
Mm-hmm. I mean, only, I guess, 2.5 weeks ago, you still gave classes at university, and I also had the chance to talk to some of your students today. And now
it made me laugh. I'm sorry, I will explain that I still have classes, but at the university we have vacation, but in English courses I still have lessons, because my students, they write me and ask me to have the lessons, because they want to to think about something else, not about bombing. So we have the lessons. And it's very funny, because we have this emergency, how to say, the sirens and these alarms, in the city, and you're like conducting lesson, and then you hear like wee, and you're like uh-oh. So hopefully the rocket doesn't hit my house. So it's funny, conducting the lessons, but still, okay, it helps to stay positive, because you communicate with people and you see that people are alive. So
it sounds absurd to have like, hearing the sirens, being afraid, and at the same time trying to keep on going, trying to keep your mind off things about while learning something new. I heard from one of your students that their official like holidays or something, that university is closed. Do you try to stay in touch with your students apart from the classes? Do you try to give them moral support, or what is your role as a lecturer?
So support is okay. So I sometimes I do not want to distract them, or maybe to to make it worse. Maybe they do not want to communicate. Yeah, but I try to write them messages, like supportive messages. That we will win. Don't worry. I love you all, because it's true. I love them all. All students for me, they are the best ones. Especially I have the military institute students this semester. We started working in an amazing group, and then the war started. So I wrote them today, and I said I thank them first of all, because they are now they were involved before, and now I think that they are all in war.
They are part of the army, and then they also go to university at the same time.
I'm not sure what they are doing now, but I think they are in the territorial defense.
Okay.
So yeah.
This is like, can you maybe say a few words about that? I mean, you hear this often also in the news, but is this something where you join the army voluntarily, or is this also because you need to
yeah. Okay. So territorial defense is like the okay, yeah, this is a volunteer thing. No one forces people like in Russia. Like, we kill you if you don't go to the war. No, our people are aware of what they're defending. So they defend their homes, they defend their families. And that's why they get really upset when they do not have a gun, because like a lot of people came to the territorial defense, and people didn't have time to register everyone. So many people came. This is like amazing thing, because everyone wants to protect their city. That's good to know. And they get really upset. Like, I just want to have a gun. I don't have a gun. Maybe you have some. Okay, call me if you have a gun. I will be very happy. Okay, so people are preparing this. So Molotov cocktail, it is called, but there is a joke in Ukraine that this is Banderivsky cocktail. So it's, because Russians, they call us Banderivцы. So this is like the cocktail of Banderivцы. And
I read about this in the news that everyone should mix one of these Molotov cocktails at home. Is this true? So was it written in the newspaper or somewhere?
So I think it comes from the Russian propagandas that everyone is drinking blood of Russian children at home or making Molotov cocktails. No, so mostly it is organized by the territorial defense. They have all the materials, they have the supplies, and the official sources, our army maybe, or some volunteers, they bring the supplies to make these cocktails. And also we have one case when police taught volunteers and the territorial defense how to make these Molotov cocktails. Because if you see that Russian tank, what are you going to do? Okay, now I'm collecting the glass bottles at home, because who knows what happens? Of course, I do not have resources except for the how is it called in English? Sorry, I didn't. This white material, the plastic one that you put in this cocktail.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
I forgot the word. Sorry. So anyway, I have 2 blocks of that, but but I do not have the liquid, and maybe I'll get it one day, because you need to have two kinds of liquid to make it. So
yeah, I don't know if you remember, but for me it's a fond memory when I needed to go to the airport quite early after our project ended, the 1st of December last year, and you came to the hotel to just say, here's your taxi, be safe. You just came early in the morning to say goodbye to me, and I found this amazing. And so it was a long way for you, I think, because you didn't live like close by. But I guess you could take the metro, you could take the subway, which is now impossible, of course, in Kiev. How do you go somewhere in Kiev? Where do you get your food from? How is your everyday life looking now?
Okay, so first you said that transport is impossible. It's not exactly true. It has a special schedule, and a special in in very undescribable way, because sometimes on some metro station I cannot share this information, but some stations are closed. And the schedule of the transport you get from the Kyiv Pastrans. This is our transport app, transport telegram channel. They inform about the changes of the routes, about the changes in the schedule and all that stuff. So, but okay, let me start with lack of petrol and lack of the supplies at warehouses for the for the veterinary and also the zoo shops. So you cannot have some litter for the cats. Like, you have to stand in the huge lines if it's open, and then when you get when it's your turn, you understand that oops, it's over. So I had to search in the internet for the for the shops which are still open. And yesterday we checked how transport works. So we went on foot to the metro station. The metro station, it's approximately hour and a half you need to wait between the trains. Trains leave from one side. So you remember, our metro is like two sides, and like this is the normal one, but now it goes one side.
Okay.
So the train comes, it stays, and then it goes back. So we went by metro, one station. Then after that, we went on foot again 4 kilometers to Почайна from Dorogožice. This is
How long did it take to walk there?
To walk 4 kilometers, it was like 20 minutes, I guess. So it's not so long, but we had, the urgent thing, because the owner called me and she said, I'm closing because I need to go to the metro. And but thanks to her, she waited us. So on foot, and then we took the metro again with the 30 kilos of litter, because we do not have our transport. And then when we came to the metro station where we thought that there is a bus, there was no bus. So we need to to find the car. And I started searching in the district. Okay, imagine the girl dressed in the pink coat with the huge bags.
Nice coat, I know it.
Yes, with the huge bags of the cat litter, with the huge head of the cat on the package, and the cars, the men in the SUVs, in the big cars, they look, see me and my little Ukrainian flag, and they just go to another row, like next to me. And I thought, okay, like, yeah, I understand. People are scared, of course. But again, one man stopped yesterday, so he brought.
But why would you say they're afraid? Because you said you have your Ukrainian flag, so they know you.
Yeah. Still, people are very cautious now, because
it's understandable, of course. But so you think they would assume you're, for instance, a Russian woman, or what do you think?
Maybe they suppose that I'm sabotage some kind of way, because I don't know. People are very worried, I would say, that something can happen. And also, I had an adventure yesterday. So when this man took us to his car, there are blog posts in this. This is Obolon, and Obolon. There were huge fights in the
So
beginning.
they're checking your documents, blog posts, or what does it mean?
Yes, yes. So in the blog post, they check the documents. The armed people, they come, they ask for the passport. Okay, and when I open my passport, like the first, okay, there are two kinds of passports in Ukraine. The first one is ID card, which you've seen it from our students, and the second one is the like the book one. And so this is just a notebook to show you. So when you open this book, the passport, it says the place of birth.
Okay.
So I open it. It's written my full name, like Sokolova, Kateryna Alexandrovna, and it's written Luhansk. And they're like, oh, so maybe you are trying to organize a sabotage group. So they started asking me about the paper of internally displaced person. So I showed it. Then they were asking, how long have I been living in Kyiv? I said, okay, since 2009. And the thing that I'm speaking Ukrainian to you and I have Ukrainian flag on my back doesn't give you enough information that I'm not a sabotage group and I'm not trying to organize one. So it was funny experience. But I think that the boy, this was a young boy from the Territorial Defense on the blog post. I think he was worried because now they are trying to check everything possible. But so this registration gives me a lot of troubles all the time. Like once I even asked, sorry that it takes so long, there's a story. Once I even asked the university, like I wrote the official letter to the rector, to the previous rector, to ask
university, yeah.
Yes, to ask to register me in the dormitory without the right to have the apartment there. So just register me that I am in Kyiv. That's all I'm asking for. But they refused. I've never asked the new rector, never after that. But after that refusal, I thought, okay, I will have to live with this registration. That's fine. But you see, a lot of fun things are happening.
But remember that you told me back in Kiev that a lot of people are not registered in Kiev. So you don't know how many people actually live in the city, right?
Yeah. So officially, the number is totally different. Like, okay, the organizations, the NGOs who are working with people, they now say that it's approximately 5 million. Of course, now people left, because of the war, but it was approximately 5 million of people. It's a huge, huge number.
And just 2 weeks ago. And if you just vividly described the situation, how you came to the store to buy food for your cat and maybe also for yourself. I'm not sure about this. But is this going outside? Do you need a lot of courage for that? Do you need to be brave to go outside because you might see something, maybe dead people, or do you fear that another attack is coming and you're not safe? How are your feelings when you go outside?
Oh, okay. So I would say that I have this, the balanced amount of the fear for my life. So I do not want to die, and that's why I care about my life. Yes, so I am always prepared to leave if I hear something, but I'm always alarmed, but I do not panic. It depends on the person. So there is this, this stress, the stress level. And I saw, yesterday, Lena, it was awful. In the metro, I saw people who get tents, who put tents in the metro. and they stay there because they're afraid to go outside. This is ridiculous. Like, people are so afraid that they will get killed that they stay underground.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if
But
you're
isn't this something I heard, that the metro stations were used as bunkers? Isn't this something good that you have a safe space where you could stay, in case you're afraid, of course? Or if
yeah, sure. Okay, the thing is, yeah, of course, it is great, and also it gives some relief for the people who are worried, because they can communicate. They see other people, they communicate. They're not left alone with their feelings. So of course it's good, but when people stay, Lena, for 10 days underground, they do not live anywhere. It's unexplainable. This you cannot explain to people who think that Russia is not bombing us. Yeah, like you call your family, for example, in occupied Donbass, or you call your relatives in Russia. Some people have them, and they try to explain like that. We are attacked by your country, by your president, and they're like, "Oh no, so this is there is no war. Like that we're staying in underground because we are scared to leave." No, like nothing is happening. You are just lying. That's what Kiev government tells. Okay, yeah, no one believes that people are really spending time underground. So yesterday, it's good that journalists go there to film everything. Yesterday I saw one, the cameraman and the journalist. I think the international ones. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. I've never in my life thought that I would see this.
you're very active on social media, for example, Facebook, and you also share your experiences there and your thoughts, and also try to inform people. And what I notice is that you're writing a lot about your upcoming birthday, because you're turning 30 this month, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
This black humor.
It's maybe black humor, but not only, right? So, I mean, there are, of course, emotions behind it. This is why I was asking, like, how can you like fight this fear, this natural fear of maybe someone is bombing Kiev, someone could shoot at me. How do you cope with that?
I think my anger helps me to control these emotions. And my anger now, it goes all to Vladimir Putin. Maybe you saw, I'm writing the articles, I'm searching, I'm digging dirt, Lena. So this is dirt. These are the scenes. And today I found some very interesting news. So imagine that you can create the Euromaidan book, 477 pages of Russian propaganda without attending Maidan. So I'm really, pushing my anger towards finding these crimes of Putin's regime. And also, like, yeah, I mean, I think that my main aim now is the purpose in life, to live up to the moment when he dies. So it's a joke, of course, but that's what Ukrainian people wish for, like to see him dead. So that's what brings me strength to control emotions and to support my mom, to tell her, no, we're going to win. It was like, I explained her why it started, because she didn't know like what was the exact reason of Euromaidan and of everything else. Like where Banderovцы come from. She didn't hear about this blood of Russian children and crucified Russian boy. So I had to tell her everything, the stories. And some nights we spent together. She was afraid, so she slept with me. Well, slept is loudly said, because we didn't sleep. But for first nights was no. Okay, you can imagine. Yes, because of the stress, we couldn't sleep. And she stayed with me, and we talked and talked and talked, and okay, it helped a lot. So yeah. I think this helps, talking, understanding what happens, and being angry. And you need, in this situation, you need to let yourself be angry. Because, okay, so Ukrainian people are dying. This is a genocide. This is not, okay, it is, you can see it. They are killing Ukrainian people. But the most horrible thing, which makes me furious, that Vladimir Putin has been killing Ukrainian people since 2014. So this helps me to live. I want to see him dead.
The Maidan, since the war in Donbass started. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of your students told me that she can hear more of the Ukrainian language now. And I know that we talked a lot about using the Russian language opposed to using Ukrainian language and everything that stands for it. Do you have similar experiences? Do you feel like, because you were really promoting the Ukrainian language a lot, also using it on the street, for example, or at university?
Yeah, I was always promoting Ukrainian. Because it's my native language, that's for sure. And also I've been telling people that, okay, guys, I have the degree in Russian philology. This is not Russian what you're speaking. This is the mixture of the languages. So the sound system is Ukrainian. The words are Russian, but doesn't make it Russian language. And people are very surprised. They hear it and they understand it, but they do not understand that there is a difference between the pronunciation of the person who comes from Moscow and the person who comes from Kiev. So Ukrainian, yes, more people started speaking it because there was a joke and there was the message. I don't know, maybe it was, I think it was a fake, of course. So they said that like, Viber is Belarusian and Telegram is Russian, so we need to speak Ukrainian, so they do not understand us. And many people started communicating Ukrainian in the chats. And yeah, now you can see that there is also, it didn't work by force. Yeah, like you need to speak Ukrainian. And now they're just speaking Ukrainian because this is what makes them different. Finally, they understood that language makes the border. And this is so pleasant to see. This is a very good thing. So we have identity. We have the culture, and we have our territory, which now is being attacked. So language is one of the ways to protect it. And even, have you heard about this password thing? How to check if it's Russian or if it's yeah. So there are special words that Russians cannot pronounce. So one of such words is palynytsia. Palynytsia is a special kind of bread. So when you have some holiday celebration, makes this is a huge bread, very beautiful. Okay, and Russians, they cannot pronounce it.
And so whenever someone is doubting if a Russian or Ukrainian person is standing in front of them, they're saying, "Can you please pronounce this word?"
Yeah, like this is a kind of, okay. When they get when the Russian soldiers, they just give up and they come, they say, okay, we are not fighting. So they're sick, and just regular people from the villages, they ask them, ask the Russians, like, say "Palanitsa." It's funny. And also Skabeyeva, there is the propagandist on Russian television. She said that "Palanitsa" means strawberry in Ukrainian. We said, like, no, it doesn't mean, like, it was stupid. And this was such a relief to hear her, just fail, because from the Russian TV, for all the country, she said that you need to say that it is a strawberry because you will get killed. This is hilarious. I think this was okay. There are a lot of funny things now happening. Sorry but without humor, you cannot survive, honestly.
We conduct this interview today, like really 2 weeks after the war started. How would you say, how do you perceive time since then? How is it, does like 1 hour is as long as it was like 2.5 weeks ago, or do you perceive time slower, faster?
It's a good question. But I think for some people, they lost the days. Yeah, which day is it today? No one cares. Like, it's the day when you're alive. I would say, yeah, in the beginning it didn't matter. Like, we forgot which date, which day it is. But now it's getting a bit, better, because you get used to hear the alarms and to the sound of the weapon. Also, it's ridiculous. Like, the last 2 days we've been sleeping like a child, hearing our army working. So they are shooting the planes and the stuff. So we know that, oh, what is the sound? No, that's our army protecting us. That's fine, go to sleep. So yeah, now the days are, I would say, for me and for my mom, they are getting a bit more regular. Yeah, so you understand which day. And okay, my mom even worked at the supermarket, because first days she couldn't reach one because there was no transport. And then a man who lives not far from here, he was also going to the shop, so he took her. She worked for 2 days, and she said that it's better to work, because you do not think about something else. You can concentrate on what you're doing. That's all. It's forget about something. And also the shop was in the basement, so she was like, I could live there. It was funny. And I would say that the schedule, the working schedule in general, it changed a lot because of the because you have these special hours that you cannot leave your house from.
When is that? During the night, right?
Yes, it's okay. I need to check it out. Maybe it's changed now, but from 5 o'clock in the evening, officially, till 7 in the morning. So you cannot leave. And in our district, there are also the announcements that you cannot turn on your lights, because it can be used for targeting the houses with the rockets. And
this is really interesting because we discussed, right, if you could conduct this interview now because it's dark and you
yes,
shouldn't,
that's why
no one should see that there's light in your flat. So what did you do? You just like closed the curtains?
I close the curtains. Yes, and mostly in the evening we do not use the light. I had the special LED lamp which broke yesterday. So exactly the right moment to break it. Okay, so I was very upset because this lamp saved me because it works. It doesn't work from the plug. From the plug, it works with the USB. So you can just connect it and work and see some things, but no one can see it outside. So yeah, and they even said that if territorial defense, if we see that the house is like the Christmas lights, we will just turn off the lights for all the house. So this is the good thing. But the territorial defense is good here. So they're next to my house. They once caught a sabotage group, and we heard a lot of shooting, and we're like, "Oh, what's happening?" And it was our team. That's good to know.
Yeah, like just that you kind of become an expert in, oh, this is our army, or this shooting is going on. This just like incredible for me to hear. And
yesterday, then there was a funny thing by our officials, by the army. They recorded the video and they said, "Guys, when you see the equipment, the Russian equipment with Ukrainian flag, don't shoot, because this is our like we took it. This is our how to say, like we killed them, and or we didn't kill them, we just caught them and we took their equipment with our flag, so don't shoot." And it's so funny because like it's to the regular people, because people now they have a weapon, and if they see Russian equipment, it's dangerous, like they can react, panic and really shoot. But it's funny. It was very funny to watch.
For me, I don't know, it means a lot that we can stay in touch during this time. I remember in the beginning when I texted you immediately, of course, when I read the news 2 weeks ago, and I was like a bit shy. I didn't know how to really write to you because you're in such a difficult situation and I'm so far away. But we exchanged at some point more and more our views and our thoughts, and I sent you this quite emotional voice note, and then you kind of said, "Oh, calm down, Lena, it's okay." But you also said you were quite emotional at times, and you said, I mean, now I could see this really like humoristic Katya of you, but of course there were also times where maybe, yeah, tears were the only thing that could appear, and not humor. So when was that? Can you maybe go into these situations with me where you say, well, I tried everything to be positive, to be fine, but there are moments where I couldn't be okay?
Yeah, I think twice during all this period since the war started, I cried. And the first time wasn't really like crying. I would say that during the preparation of the text for Donbas people, when I was writing it, I was crying. Because it took me 2 pages, but a lot of tears. and tears even in the video, because it's impossible to say it without tears.
What was the content? Like, what did you
The content was about my dad wishing me death. He never called me.
Because he's pro-Russian, or
He is. And it's not his fault. It's I'm not being illusional. No, okay. The problem is that he never had his opinion. During all his life, his mother controlled him. She told him to divorce 3 times. So he divorced. So he had a lot of control from other people. And now he married a woman whose son supports these separatist groups. And he, all the time, like, they are bad, they're terror, they're fascist in Kiev, fascists. So all the time during all these 7 years, he's been hearing that. And from the Russian television. But when he wrote me death to Banderovцы, I was like, oh no, hell no. So I was really shocked, I would say. It's not pleasant yet to hear from your family, especially. So I wrote him in Ukrainian, because I used to speak Russian to him. And then I wrote in Ukrainian that if you wish death to me, to Banderovцы, if you wish death to Banderovцы, you wish death to me. So if you wish death to my people, that means that you wish me death also. He never called since. He never called since the war started.
So
even after watching my video. So imagine. So that was one time, and another time when 5 people.
Right?
Yeah, another time when I cried, it was really hard. I couldn't believe it. Like, next to the Holocaust memorial, there were 5 people killed by the rocket. And next to the institute where we work, I was like, how is it possible? How a normal person, thinking person. Okay, maybe they do not care about Holocaust. If they do not care about Holodomor, because they didn't accept the fact that
the type of hunger in Ukraine. Yeah.
Yes, they didn't accept the fact that it was a genocide. So they say that it wasn't real. So maybe they do not believe in Holocaust too. So that's why they are bombing the area next to it. But 5 people, 5 civilians. So it broke me. And also yesterday, now I do not cry, I tremble. So when I hear something, I tremble. And the last thing I heard, which made me shattered, I would say, is that our student in Kharkiv died. She was 21. Student of our university.
Sorry. Yeah.
And the last message she wrote is that I'm staying with my city till the last moment. So now I have no tears. The time comes when you only have anger.
Thank you, Katya, for sharing all of this. Let's stay in touch, and I'm sending you all my thoughts, all my good thoughts and strength. And I'm grateful that you took the time and that you although you shouldn't have the lights on, you turned the lights on for this interview. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this.